stuff, you lose more. Free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
It's the best feeling watching him live out his dream.
It's this pressure that you have on you that if you don't win, you lose your job. Everything is earned.
Ooh, what the heck? Spasm. Ooh. 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 Some muscle spasm in my shoulder blade. Holy. Ugh. Whew. I don't know what the fuck that was. Jesus. Well, hello. I realised my stream yesterday didn't record any of the audio. I can now confirm 100% that it's recording now. So, what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's currently happening. I've just had a shower. I'm feeling fresh as fuck. And I have... What was it? Frinna TTV singing along. She sings some pretty good covers. In the past month, her voice has evolved. Her voice has evolved exponentially in the past month, I must say. She's trying different ways. She's perceiving different avenues. I can see the ambition in her voice. And I can hear the clarity in how she understands what she's singing. Flat out, mate. She must be flat out. Because that voice is thick. Anyways, so what did I say yesterday? I gotta try and re-say it, but differently, but somewhat just say the thing. So I'm gonna turn this music down. I'm gonna get in the zone. Hopefully it doesn't affect her. Let's find out, eh? Okay. Strumming and drumming. Anyways. How am I going to say this? I'm going to do the... Okay. I'll start off with the scale. Travel equals distance to displacement. Travel equals distance to displacement. 112.358.53211. Hope, will, faith, reactions, evaluations, and adaptions of evaluated reactions of belief in goodwill and hope. One 358532211. Travel equals distance to displacement. So now that I got that parenthesized, let's test this out then. Because I don't talk often. I'm not a social person. I am a social inside, but people don't like talking to me. They get wrecked internally. Not my fault. 100% more to do with them. Why the fuck am I thinking that? Gone. Fixed my brain. Anyways. JAL JAL token. The Solana blockchain. The utility that I'm coding. Yes. What is the purpose of said utility? What is my vision? What message do I want to bring? Bunch of somewhat. There's a lot of somewhat. Well, we'll start by looking at it. Let's see, so... Here we go. Welcome to JALSOL.com. Here it is, JALSOL.com. There's my social links up here. You can select your wallet, download the Phantom wallet, get some Solana. You'll be able to log in. And here you'll be located into the JALSOL hub. Here you'll see that you're connected in your Phantom wallet, and you'll be able to get your... You'll be able to see a visible public... I think it's a public key or wallet address. I think it's a wallet address. Here you'll go into JAL. None of these buttons navigate to the correct pages because I haven't made the correct pages yet. I somewhat have for the utility, which is JALSOL, but I haven't made my personal currency page yet. But you should be able to click on it. You'll be able to go to the page and then there'll be this whole thing here. So, what's actually happening? I'm going to be updating these GIFs because it just doesn't look right. It's not uniform. But here's the general layout. The general layout, it's on the way to being mobile friendly as well. I prefer it to be on mobile or, I don't know, going on to the computer. Yeah, it's handy, but most ideally I want it for mobile. So yeah, welcome to JALSOL.com. This is the hub. In the hub, you'll be allocated to these varying pages. Here's my JAL. In here will be the JAL page, my initials. In this JAL page, you'll be introduced to my token. You'll be given the details as to what my token is, and how you can swap your Solana to receive these tokens, as well as where these tokens will be allocated within this utility, which will give enough information for you to be able to go to the next page of this from this website, from this hub. JALSOL. JALSOL is a utility that I have been building paired with Solana for months. Like since January, I've been figuring out how to build a utility with the Solana blockchain, or utilizing the Solana blockchain, creating this utility tied to my cryptocurrency. What is JAL's purpose? Well, later I realized after making this logo, I saw that in my initials JL, I was parenthesizing also. But since there's the slash in there, it was kind of crossed out, and it makes sense because it also gets a bit embarrassing at times. You know what I mean? Whatever, I don't give a shit what the excuses are. But parenthesized in my name happens to be also. And I thought that was awesome. A really awesome marketing strategy. And it indicated to me a sense of somewhat of a sense of identity in the form of currency, which presented to me in value, really. And I wanted to be able to share that. And in sharing that through word of mouth, I believe that something like this can spread like crazy. When people hear my mission, my goal here, just for the fun of it, is when people hear the word also, they think identity, value, and stream, and eventually reach currency. Because then it comes to the question, well, what the heck is my JAL utility? Because yeah, sure, it's in a liquidity pool join of JAL and Sol. And yes, you can buy my tokens, and yes, it'll be coherent to the Solana chart and how it extrapolates in its graph. But how is it utilized? How is my token? How is JAL going to be a utility? And what I've built, or what I've coded, and nearly completed, is a currency generator. On this currency generator will be the way to access identity and value very efficiently and effectively. I've made it as simple as it could possibly be to reach neutral reputation of a currency on the Solana blockchain. And all you need to do is download your Phantom wallet, set your account up, buy some Solana, and you go to JALSol.com, and you'll be able to go through the website as you would. And the goal with currency and identity and presenting value in this form is to create a start when you don't know where you're heading. Identity can really well tie with purpose. Because when I think about it, right, when people try to find purpose, they usually travel, they try new things. There's a lot of displacement, and there's a lot of distance they travel within these realms of displacement from the main idea. And what the heck is the main idea then? Well, the main idea here is identity, purpose. Where are you stemming your values from? Because you can go to all these different ways. You can displace yourself in all these various ways, and by the time you come back, you'll realize that none of it was really relevant because, well, what came from it? Maybe you got some skills? Sure. But what else do you have to present with that? Like in my case, I became a machinist, and I have a chest filled with micrometers. You can search it up if you want to know what a micrometer is. But I have a whole set of them, and yeah, cool, it's fine. And I can machine. You know, if I wanted to make things on my own, I'm pretty well confident that I'd be able to. But the thing is, it's not purpose, it's just a skill set. Like, I was passionate about learning the fundamentals of what it is, but machining isn't what it is. It's machining, fitting and machining is the displaced equivalency of me trying to find and define my own personal value as an individual human being. And not only can you be a skilled person like a tradesman or a singer or a live streamer or a content creator, an artist. But you can also just be yourself. At the very root of who you are, you can also be yourself. And that's where Joel Soul comes in. Because when you're on this travel of self-discovery, you're lost. You're traveling in the dark. You don't know where you are, but you know where you want to be. The requirements to getting there, who knows? It'll be struggle. It'll require discipline. It'll require repetition. It'll require determination and a clear understanding that you're not going to be able to foresee anything that happens unless you have a good teacher who can guide you well enough for you to figure it out as you go. And to be able to find a teacher who is that good is nearly impossible. Because information in here is very, very valuable. It's very important. And nobody really knows how passionate you truly are unless you have applied yourself fully and wholefully. But it's very difficult when you're under pressure. Like, you could be like me. And for me, personally, I wanted to have a property so I didn't have to rent anymore. I wanted some equity within my family. And that's the house that I live in now. And I was 22 years old when I made the decision with my dad to build our first property. Or build my first property, his second. His first one he sold when my parents split. But anyways. And when you're presented these struggles, you have to do what it takes to really get there, and you had to do what it takes with what you have around you. And under that pressure, especially during high school, like, they were really pushy about getting you to figure it out. And in my case, I had to figure it out in the way of, if I didn't, I'd be very hungry and I'd probably be homeless. But whatever, that's a whole other fucking thing. Anyways, so it depends on how displaced you already are to be able to determine the best decisions for yourself to proceed to your ideal version of yourself. Because it's never been a destination. It's never been a skill set. It's literally just been you as you are, in who you are, whatever it may be. Built by me, coded by me, parenthesized as also. I've coded this utility that is and potentially will be the seed for a person's personal value. Because once you've used this utility, then not only have you created your own currency, but you've also supported an application that I plan to build to support you in your self-discovery. As you navigate in the dark, as you go through these struggles, at least you'll be able to have a place where you can have people be inspired by you and support you in currency. Let's just say they can go to their local, their preferred centralized exchange, whether it be CoinSpot, Binance, or any other places, CoinMarketCap, and then they can have their Phantom wallet, MetaMask, whatever it may be. And they'd be able to support you and your currency, whether it be like a donation or whatever. To you, it's no different to your weekly investments in Sol. Let's just say you decide to just invest into Solana and you go, whatever, each week I'll just put in like $30. and then all of a sudden someone meets you and notices your skills, you have a conversation, and then all of a sudden you just go, yeah, well, I actually have a cryptocurrency. Do you invest into crypto? Oh, that's cool. Same here. I also have my own cryptocurrency. There's this website, there's an influencer, JAL 358, who has made a generator, a cryptocurrency generator, exactly for the purpose of creating an easy flow and experience for people to generate currency to direct their identity. No, well, not to direct their identity, but to be the primary liquid source of who they are in value, in identity. So let's just say they have their initials, like I have mine here, JAL. Let's just say they have their initials, and then they start, I don't know, they're just an artist, or they're an artist. They like to paint. People see their paintings, and they go, wow, you have a really good painting. Yeah, I really like your paintings. I actually want to buy one. That's cool. With these paintings, would you like to support me in my currency? Oh, really? Yeah, the more paintings I sell, the more value I can put into my currency. That goes up, and then the tokens you have from buying my painting as well. Those tokens value go up, and you might make your money back, or you might make some money back, or it depends how good Solana's going at the time. Oh yeah, that sounds alright. I don't see why not. It's reasonable. How did you create your cryptocurrency? Like, do you code or something? Oh no, it was there's this influencer who made an app, who made a generator and made it very easy for anybody who wants to discover oneself and have a currency. And instead of rambling on about that, that's basically what the utility is. The JAL utility is going to be built to present identity in the form of currency so people can define their purpose without the stresses, hopefully without the stresses, long-term stresses of struggle, financial struggle. Because time, at the end of the day, time is money. And if your family hasn't bought their time, and then it's up to you to buy your time and then your future generation's time, well, where the heck are you going to start? You can be an entrepreneur, sure. Or you can try and just be you as who you are, wholefully and soulfully, with currency. And you have a direct line in contact for people to support you in your endeavors. So anyway, that's the utility. There's going to be a few other tools that I might want to make, more to do with analysis. I'm considering adding a infinite scroll option. So once you use once you use your utility, you'd be able to go into Vault. When you go into Vault, you'll see your currency, and then your currency will be at the top, and then below that will be whichever NFTs or other tokens you choose to make. It'll be NFTs. It'll just be NFTs. So you have your currency, and then you have the NFTs that you create, and that'll be in your Vault. And then you'll be able to see who's invested into it, as well as which NFTs have you invested into. And then here's the how it works page. You go into here, and then that'll be all the guides, resources, everything you need to be able to navigate through the application, and understanding the terms of use too. So how it all works, that'll be in here. A lot can be applied with this utility. It's really, at the moment, just about trying to make it look the part. The way I'm trying to imagine it is as if it was like a modern ATM like phone booth, sort of, but it's digital. And when you go to JAL, it's just a place you can stop by and just see where you're at. Oh, how many people have invested into my currency? oh sweet, my token's gone up this much value. Okay, these people are selling. Oh, these people are buying my NFTs, or bidding my NFTs. Oh, that's funny. Someone in my live stream clipped this and then asked me to turn it into an NFT, which I have, and that's gone up in a lot of value. You know, things like that. It's taken a lot of time, and the thing is, the way I'm trying to do it, I'm trying to build the path, and I don't have a fucking clue. Well, I do have a clue, but I don't know the exact direction yet. What I plan to do is influence. Like just be an online influencer, and then I'll have this. So people go, oh, he has a website. Check the website out, and they'll see this bam. But then in the future, the ideal goal is for this to basically be a bank, a storage unit of some sort. Excuse me. An application. Yes, it's just an app. Excuse me. An app tied to the Solana blockchain, powered by my currency. And I would encourage other people to do the same. An issue that presents itself to me is the fact that there are so many people creating content online, and there isn't really any reward to prove their growth. Unless, like, they could conform to the application's terms of use, I guess. And then they gotta wait all this time, and then hopefully they might get paid some money and all that stuff. But what if they just had their own currency? You know what I mean? It's completely up to them. They can do it at any time. They have their own currency there. And people just be looking at that going, oh, sweet. And then there's more people on the Solana blockchain too. So it's a win-win there. Literally any reason for this. There is literally any reason a person could use this. And it's a big idea, and it requires something big, which is why I have also parenthesized by me, by my initials. So anyways, what's going to be happening? Well, I'm happy with this landing page. I don't think I'm going to be doing any other changes to this landing page. Maybe I'll put like in the bottom, powered by Sol, powered by JAL or something like that on the bottom. I don't know. And a terms of use link potentially, but other than that, that's probably it. And then yeah, in this, as I said earlier, I got to change these GIFs around, make these appear closer to the design of these two. And then from there, just doing the pages, just design the page, make it possible for a swap. So the goal is to be able to just say click a button, the liquidity pool pops up, the swap page pops up, and then yeah, you can just swap Solana to JAL, and then that goes to your wallet. And then when you go into here, should be able to open it up, and then up here will be the was it currency generator, and what else? Currency generator and NFT generator. So once they're available, then you'll be able to use them. And then yeah, once you go into the vault, you'll be able to access vault, and then it will come up. Probably something similar like this, except instead of welcome, you'll have your logo up here in a round container. There'll be the logo, and then the symbol underneath, or the name, and then the symbol, and then the name underneath. Possibly a description, and then below that will be NFTs that you have created, and then NFTs that you have bought. And then when you click into those, you can see their charts and all that stuff. And with your currency, there'll probably be a way of checking your chart as well. And then how it works, you open that, and then there'll be a page probably similar to this with the same animations, and then you'll have all the information needed for how it works, and you just scroll through, read it all. And yeah, gamifying the experience, because to be honest, all that seems pretty straightforward. I have the cryptocurrency generator mostly built. The NFT generator won't be much different. There's some slight variations, but that's pretty easy to do. So yeah, gamifying the experience. How the heck am I going to treat it so it's like a journey? Because, you know, when people are trying to find their identity, when people are discovering purpose, it's a journey. There's things to do. There's places to be. There's travel. As I said before, it's travel. Distance to displacement. Where am I displacing them? I'm displacing them also anywhere. You know, also is everywhere. It comes in different forms of wording, but, you know, also is also. And that's the perfect place to displace, because that's completely up to the user. And the way I want to guide them through this experience is in a way where they can choose to reach goals, benchmarks, hit the numbers, make the math make sense. Because mathematically, I could turn anyone who used this thing into a wealthy person, or at least pay their bills, as long as the math checks out and they achieve those requirements. And I'm not going to be putting in any equations and shit like that and scales, and, you know, to me it's really, really simple. But to somebody who has a lot of what in their brain and didn't know how to handle it and with who, especially in which way, a lot of these people, they'll see an equation and just, nah, not interested. I don't want to look at these. It's hard enough to read English. Let's just hypothetically make that up. And that's why I believe having a goal or achievement-based system will help. So when people create that, and how I'll explain it is this: how I have a rough understanding how this can work. So when people use the currency, when users use the currency generator, they will be minted 1 billion tokens standard. But with the use of smart contracts, or the business which can be seen as business logic around a currency, in this case a utility, those tokens will be locked away and will be able to be unlocked through goal set achievements. And of course, once you reach the very end of all of your achievements, then you would have sold all billion tokens. And not only will you have a billion tokens, but you would have probably sold most of them as well. And hopefully you as a currency would have grown a lot. And that you'll see that because I'll probably one of the things I would want to implement is a leaderboard in JAL. Perhaps. I'm not sure. That could be a separate page. I don't know yet. Interesting. But yeah, so just very vaguely, that's what I plan to do with that journey. It's just goal set achievements to unlock tokens to be able to continue achieving further goal set achievements. Which will then which should coherently work with who you are and who you're trying to develop as an identity, whether you'd be an artist mostly if you're an artist, like if you're in the digital space, or if you're out in the real world, or if you're a streamer, or whatever it is. The hardest part in this journey is knowing where to start. Hiding in plain sight. Just around the corner, except you can't see what's coming. You know what I mean? And that's what JAL Soul's gonna be. That's what I want it to be. I want to take over also. Like I said earlier, when people hear also, they are going to be thinking identity, value, and currency. Yeah. Well, that was a pretty lame explanation, but it's what I got today. I'm pretty well brain dead right now. I want to have a nap. Day's work, bunch of excuses. I can already tell if I continue working on this thing, it's just gonna not function. So, yeah, what am I gonna be doing next? What am I gonna be doing next? Well, next I'm gonna be doing the absolute fucking basic bare minimum, which is actually releasing my fucking currency. And that's exactly what I want to do. I'm going to release my liquidity pool. And I'm going to start campaigning. I'm going to start campaigning saying, yo, I got this token. This token's released. Buy this token. This is what it's for. This is what it's going to be doing. This is how it looks. It's mobile friendly, desktop friendly. Available on iOS and Android. You know, the works. Bare minimum. This landing page, you can go into Phantom and you can buy some JAL. Or swap into JAL. That's it. And that's probably what I'll be doing next. Build this page up. Make it easy for swaps. Straight after that, I'll be reconnecting my token generator and I'll start working on the NFT generator, put it into JAL Soul, and then I'll develop the Vault user experience, user interface. Once Vault is developed, I have a better understanding on how the fuck am I going to lay it out, then yeah, that'll be that. So what will probably come in handy is once I've released this, once I've officially finished this, then I can have a roadmap. So below how it works, below this container, I could have a roadmap and people can scroll and look at that. Sounds good to me. And with that roadmap, they can see where I'm at, what I'm going to be doing next, what's going to be applied. They can read the literal journey and understand what the heck this is. Because yeah, like anyone can go for a currency, and like a lot of people worry about scams and rug pulls and what was it? There's a whole bunch of shit that people say without really thinking, just to get their way of some sorts because it's funny. Because you know, also is in the cracks, the crevices, in what isn't being said, but it is so loud. You know, another reason why I'm picking also. But I'm very interested to see how this pans out. I'm going to cut this stream short. Well, yeah, that's an update for my currency, as well as the utility. Take it easy. I'll be back on stream another time. Have a good one.